And one of the things that brought to mind is that historically, like throughout human history, we've used religion to kind of fill in those gaps when the world around us was more complex than what we had the tools to understand. So before we could understand why it rained and why it didn't rain, it was the gods. Like that was how we understood it. It was the gods, and you had to sacrifice a virgin, or you had to do certain things to make it rain. And then if you didn't do it right, then it wouldn't rain. Then we understood rain, and then we no longer needed religion for that. And so I wonder, as these things get more complicated and more complex, what's going to fill in that gap, so to speak? Is some people suggest that economics itself is becoming a religion, and that the way it's operated a lot of times is with this kind of faith that it's like, hey, here are these tenets, and you got to just follow these and hope it works out. And if it doesn't work out, then it's not the problem of the tenets. It's just, that was just God's wrath, so to speak. And so the complexity, though, piece does kind of put us in this bind, because humans don't like walking around feeling like they don't understand stuff, where we're going to have to generate something to make all this make sense at some point. And to some people, that's already there. That's economics. That's the stock market. That's all this other stuff. Or what my concern would be is that it gets to a certain point where enough people are just saying, hey, this stuff's too complicated. Let somebody else deal with it. We'll just have some leader tell us what to do, and we don't have to worry about the complexity anymore, because that's what happens sometimes in times of complexity also.